For the strength circuit, you'll just need a set of dumbbells. I'm using a pair of 10-pound dumbbells. If you're a beginner, I would go lighter, 5 to 8 pounds. If you want this to be heavier and more of a challenge, you can go anywhere up to 20 pounds. Totally depends on your fitness level. You have 5 exercises in this circuit, and we're going to go through the circuit 4 times. It's 45 seconds on, 15 seconds rest. 45 seconds on, 15 seconds rest, so on continuously until you've finished 4 rounds of the circuit. Now, with the exception of one exercise, these are all exercises that isolate either one leg or one arm or one side of your core. So what we're going to do, the first time through the circuit, everything's going to be done on the right side of your body. Second time through the circuit, we're going to do those same exercises, but focusing on the left side, and we'll go through that one more time. I'm giving you a little preview of the exercises right now, but as I go through them in the circuit, I'll also stop to give some tips on form and deeper explanations about how to do them all correctly. As with all the workouts I post, there are ways to make everything harder or easier as needed. During the 45 seconds, your goal is continuous work. So I don't care about the pace, you don't have to rush through it. I want you to do correct form, but you want to be continuously doing the exercise for the entire 45 seconds if possible. The 15 seconds following is your time to rest. In total, this workout is going to take you 20 minutes to complete. Make sure you've warmed up beforehand, and if you have, let's get going. So the first exercise is going to be that single leg squat, and you're thinking deadlift with the upper body. So right foot forward, you're going to have one weight in both hands, and you're going to lift up that back leg. Let's go. So as you bend that front leg, your hips and butt slide back and down. You tap the weight to the floor, stand it up. Now if you need to modify these, bring your back foot to the floor lightly for support, like that. Otherwise, we're bringing balance into the challenge. Hovering that back leg, it sweeps behind you almost as if you're doing a curtsy lunge. That's going to help with balance. And press up. Whoop, little wobbly there. So as you lower, your abs are in tight. You're thinking flat back, chest stays open. Try to bring that weight all the way to the floor or just to hovering. We have 10 seconds to go. Now important, don't let the knee jut forward as you do this. So really think hips back, and rest. So the next exercise we'll do is going to be a single arm burpee. I still want you focusing on the same side. So we started on the right leg, focus here, right arm. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we're going to squat down, you're going to bring that weight to the ground, hop back into a wide leg plank, hop the feet forward, bring it up to your shoulder, you're in a low squat, thrust that weight overhead, sink back down. Just like that. Wide, up, to the shoulder, thrust. Now if this bothers your wrist, when you come down for the burpee, just put the weight all the way on the ground like that, bring your hand to the floor, and then jump back and forward from there and grab your weight. So if you have the form down, maybe try to push the pace a little bit on this one. Last 3, 2, 1, rest. So the next exercise, we're not going to use the weight. This kind of center exercise, we're working both sides equally. It's a squat jack with a jump. The goal is to get your heart rate up, so I want you to get in as many reps as possible. In 3, 2, 1. So you're going to hop your feet in, out, up, land. In, out, up, land softly. So notice when I land, I'm not landing on straight legs like that. I'm landing and sinking right down into my squat to protect the knees. And rest. Okay, next exercise, we're going to focus on core and arms. So again, we are still focusing on the right side. Right hand's going to have the weight again. We're going to be in a plank. It's a thread the needle opening up to a side plank. So in plank, you want your feet a little wider than a normal plank. You're going to thread that weight across your chest. And then as you open up, you're going to drop your heels down. Now you're on the razor edges of your feet. you're opening a side plank. Bring it back down, wrapping it through. So you may need to drop down and wait for this one and use a slightly lower weight than you used for the leg stuff. That is A-okay. And rest. All right, guys, we have one more exercise to go. This one you'll need both weights. We're gonna have our right foot forward the whole time. So again, we're still on that same side. Start by finding a low lunge, and it's gonna be a curl to press. So from this low lunge, curl the weights to your shoulders. Press up as you do, straighten that front leg. Sink down low, back to shoulders, lower. So curl, press. Notice how I'm rotating the weights. Curling, palms facing towards me. Pressing, palms face forward. Face me, rotate down. Oops. If you lose the flow of it, like I just did, just pause and get right back into it. And rest. Okay, so the first round is done. We're going to do that same circuit again, starting at the top. This time, left leg is the focus. So we have that single leg squat, other foot forward. Whoop, find your balance. Sinking down, remember it's butt and hips back. Don't jump the knee forward. You want to get as low as you can in this one. It's okay if the weight isn't touching the floor, but you want to get it as close to it as possible and back up. Now if this feels easy, grab your other weight as well. Down, come up, finish the squat at the top, squeeze your glutes, hips slide forward. Woo, and you'll probably notice one side's a lot wobblier than the other. That's normal. And rest. Okay, so that single arm burpee is up next. A variation of a burpee, it's not a real burpee. Start with the weight in your left hand. You'll squat down low, bring it to the ground. The non-working hand can just kind of stay behind your back. Remember, when you pop out to plank, you want the feet a little wider than normal. Trust me, it's going to help with balance. Thrust at the top, lower to the floor, back, up. Fifteen seconds to go. And rest. Okay, we have that bodyweight exercise up next. Remember, the goal is to get your heart rate up. So I'm going to push the pace on these squat, jack, jump combos. Okay, in, out, staying low, up, down, land softly. If you need to modify, guys, step to center, step wide, squat up without the jump, down, step, step, wide, wide, up, down, just like that. Rest. Okay. So we have those thread the needle side plank extensions. You want the weight in your left hand. I'm just going to do it facing this way to avoid the awkward angle of you guys staring at my butt. Remember, heels drop, raise the edges of the feet, weight up to the ceiling, down, weave it around, thread it through. So it's tough, but when you do the weave through, try to get your hips square to the floor. And rest. Okay, last exercise is going to be that curl to shoulder press. You'll need both weights for it. Left foot will be forward. So starting low, curl the weights to your shoulders, press, extend that front knee, lower dip down low. So the curl is done low, and then you rise up through the legs for the press. Try to find a rhythm. And again, if you lose track of it, I know it's kind of a lot going on, just pause, get right back into it. Whoop, I lost it. There we go. And rest. Okay guys, we're halfway there. So now we're going to be back working just the right side. Okay, right leg is your base leg. You have that weight in both hands, or if you want it heavier, either heavier weight or use both. Get as low as you can, up, finish the squat at the top, squeeze your bum. Now you want to sit low. It's like your right leg's sitting in a chair, so it's not just a hinge forward. Really bend deeply into that front knee. Remember, it's hips back. Picture someone's grabbing you by the back of the leggings and pulling your bum back. Back, 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 low, 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 chest open, and up. Woo, a little wobbly. 10 more seconds. And rest. Okay, that's single arm burpees up next. Right hand has the weight. Let's go. So you sink down low, weight to the floor. If you're having trouble with this jumping back part, just step, 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 step. So taking out the jump is a good way to modify really any jumping exercises. Step, 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 and up. So when you rise up on this, I want you to bring the weight to your shoulder first in this low squat position, then drive it up. So in other words, you're not doing this. It's two distinct movements. And rest. Okay, we ditch the weight. We have that little cardio blast coming up. Jump in, out, up, down. If you have people working below you like I do, land extra softly. 20 seconds to go. Okay, onto the plank. Right hand once again has your weight. Thread it across your chest. As you bring it open, drop your heels, reach, bring it down, and wrap. So if your feet start sliding back as you do this, you notice mine kind of are, just check, you have to kind of walk them forward. A good check is this base arm. You want the shoulder over the wrist, not behind it. So you're not like Supermaning your arm out. When you do the thread, really try to get those hips all the way square and rest. Okay, last exercise in this circuit, it's going to be that curl to press. Right leg will be forward. Grab both weights. Low lunge, curl, extend the legs as you press, lower the legs as you come back to shoulder height, uncurl. Okay. And remember, if you lose the rhythm, just pause, get it back. So far I have every single time. Oh. And rest. Okay guys, just like that, we're in our last time through the circuit. Left leg, left arm are the focus. And that being said, it's not like the other side isn't working during this. It just kind of helps you keep track of where to keep the weight. Okay. Woo! Wobbly. So as a reminder, if balance is an issue on this one, keep your back foot on the floor, kind of in a curtsy position. It'll be down and up like that. Also, if you find your knee jutting forward of the toes, I want you to take this modification. Put your back foot on the floor. It's better to get the alignment down and go a little easier than to try to push it and have your knee all over the place. So as you lower, keep weight in the front. Heel, 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 heel. Drive up. And rest. All right, single arm burpee coming up. Left hand has your weight. So make sure you're breaking this movement down to its parts. So you squat, then you bring the weight to the floor. Jump back, jump forward, bring the weight to your shoulder before you stand. Now I want you to pause when you hit your plank next. Check in. Are your hips square? They might kind of want to do this because they don't have that hand on the floor. I need you to get them square. Both hip bones are the same distance to the floor. Then hop forward. Weight to your shoulder. Up. And rest. Okay. We have that last cardio push. Jack jumps, you're going as quick as you can. If you have a history of knee issues, these just aren't happening, I'll show you the modification. Again, it's stepping. So start wide. Step narrow, narrow, wide, wide, and up. And if that's too much, then it's just down and up, down and up. Otherwise, in, out. So think about those same things I was saying with the single leg squat. It's hips and butt back and down, not knees forward. So when I'm in my low position, I've really stuck my butt out. Back. Hips back. Hips back. And rest. Whew. Okay, we have that thread the needle. Left hand has the weight. Might be kind of confusing because I'm switching direction, but you know, got to keep these angles slightly flattering for my own sake. Feet a little wider than hips distance apart, and then again, just check in, back up, that your hand is stacked under your shoulder. Hips level, pause, are your hips level? Get them there. and rest. All right, guys, all ready for your last exercise. Last 45 seconds of work coming up. It is that curl to press. Left foot will be forward. Find your low lunge position, and let's do this. Curl, remember you're rotating the palms in for the curl. Rotate again as you open. Low for the curl. Lift that knee for the press. Core is engaged on this. So at the top, you don't want your ribs splayed open and an arch to your low back. You want this. So really pull your abs in tight. You're not aggressively tucking the tailbone or anything. It's more through the core. So, whoop, and time's up. But your little form lesson to finish. Think of, if your ribs were fingers, think of making a gentle fist with them. And then you find your low belly and you pull the low belly up and in. That's full core engagement. And that is your workout. If you liked it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And you can always leave me a comment below with any feedback you have or questions. If you want more details about what we just did today, visit my blog, pumpsandiron.com. So I have another one of those superset pyramid challenges for you coming up Monday. So get ready for that. And if you haven't done the previous two, definitely check them out. It's all out max effort workouts. They're quick, but they're tough. They'll kick your butt. All right, I'll see you guys next week.